Well, looky who. What's going on? Say hello, Druid. Okay. So I see what she's gonna. She doesn't like to be bossed around. So, hi
I really
everybody.
don't.
It's true. I wasn't being sarcastic. I was being damn serious. Hi everybody. I'm Stormy D, and that little lady over there is.
I'm Druid IRL, and I stream
There you go. There you go.
sometimes.
Thank you for introducing yourself. And we are Bandwidth and Banter. And apparently the banter is the banter foo is snarky and spicy with this one today.
A little bit.
That's okay. That's okay. And do our usual intro. Hi guys. We'll make it quick since we already started. We had Naomi on last week. Just an incredible interview. We're so lucky to have her. Thank you, Naomi, for being incredible and amazing. And tonight we have a special guest called named colemere, and so we're going to jump straight to all of the comedic questioning action, and we're honored to have colemere on. So here we go. Say hello to yourself. Oh, say hello, colemere.
Hello. I'm colemere. I am another of the streamers on this podcast, following in the footsteps of many great people. And I play games and play music.
Right on. That's perfect. Exactly. I was telling Druid, one of the things that excited me most about having you on the stream is that you are basically our first primarily a music streamer, and it's really an honor to have someone with your talent and skill on the show today. And I really appreciate you to take some time to hang out with us, especially when we have these crazy tech issues. I promise we will have a backup next time that we'll be able to go back to it like within seconds instead of however long that took. Thank you guys for being patient with us too. You guys are amazing. So
Thank you, chat, for the emotional support.
Yes. So are you ready to jump into some interesting and fun questions today, Master Cole?
Oh, couldn't be more ready.
All right. I'm sure. Of course, Stormy. I've been sitting on my ass for so long waiting. No. Druid gets to kick this one off today.
I do. Here we are. All right. Please share a boring fact about yourself.
Ooh. All right. This one's like the hardest question probably, but I was thinking about this, and I think the most boring thing about me is that anytime I go to a new pizza place, I get a margarita pizza to test the quality of the pizza place. So I'm eating the same kind of pizza all the time.
I love it.
That's actually pretty cool. You and I have something similar in common in that anytime I go to a new Mexican restaurant, I always try their guacamole to see if I will like them or not.
Exactly. You got to know. Got to get that bar set.
That's right. So, colemere, this is the question that we ask everybody, and it's one of the questions that lots of folks are curious about. How did you pick your Twitch name, and what was the inspiration?
This is awful. I'm just the worst self-doxer of all time, but colemere is just my last name.
Nothing wrong
if you
want
to find me, you want to, you could find me.
No, that's great. I mean, honestly, nowadays it's like that's how you promote yourself. Like there's all kinds of people on YouTube and Twitch and stuff who actually just use their name, and it simplifies things. So.
It's true.
Yeah, you and Stormy have that in common.
Mm.
Colemere, what D&D class do you consider yourself to be in real life?
This is probably not a surprise, but a bard, because I like the music. I like encouraging other people and pushing other people to hopefully reach their, dreams, hopes, max attack given, whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go bard.
Absolutely.
Perfect answer, sir.
Bardalicious. Bardmere.
On that note, Mr. Bard, what is your favorite instrument and how many can you play?
My favorite instrument lately, especially, has been the piano because I watch a lot of music theory, music videos. I do a lot of music theory stuff, and the piano is just easiest for me to grasp these new concepts that I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
And during Christmas time, I find myself playing more piano than other instruments.
Mm-hmm.
But I play the piano, the guitar, the bass is the newest one. And then I did percussion throughout my schooling years. So that's started as drum set, but went into like four mallet marimba, vibraphone. Percussion's kind of a big blob of a lot of instruments sometimes, but can play a bunch of those mediumly well. But
Nice. Very cool.
Do you have a favorite and or go-to song that you like to play on stream the most?
that's a good question. I feel like I do play. I play a couple local, like songs from local bands to where I live, oftentimes, and so they're just obscure to everyone else. But yeah, one's called "Oak Tree" by Desert Noises, or "Butter for Burns" by the Devil Whale, and those are kind of go-tos that I've been playing for like 12 years now.
Oh wow, that's
the
awesome.
names on those sound amazing.
Yeah, you definitely make me want to listen to you play them. Oh, I think the next one's yours. I was going to jump ahead. Sorry.
No, number 6 is yours.
Oh, it is. Yes, thank you. I'm a little bamboozled.
It's okay.
Bamboozled?
No, it's good.
How long have you been into disc golf, and how did you get into it?
All right. You guys, this is like hot ones. You guys do your research. Disc golf, I started playing 6 or 7 months before COVID hit, which happened to be when disc golf blew up, like many other things. Easy to get out and go play hobby. So what is that? Like September of 2019, I want to say. So a little over 4 years now.
Wow.
I forgot to bring up my discs for disc golf. I was going to bring them up here and be like this one? Yeah. But I also was unprepared today. But yes, I also really do enjoy disc golf. It's very
fun. It's very fun.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Please share the stupidest face you've ever shared on stream.
Oh, like you want me to do it?
Yes,
sure.
Please.
Oh, I'm trying to. Oh man, I feel like homie's probably seen it, but I've done a lot of like look at the camera of Eric. I've hidden behind my green screen sometimes with just my eyes poking out while Leaf was telling a story. But I feel like I'm very facial, like I'm using the wrong words here, but I'm very reactive with my face. So I do a lot of like that kind of stuff. I just I do a lot of hiding, I think, though.
So is that what you're creating, like fun little masks for entertainment value?
I think I'm just I make weird faces all the time, so it comes natural. I don't think twice about it, really. I'm not like, this will be good. I'm just like, once something is going on in my head, I just roll with it, which has led to me dancing on stream or like throwing my green screen off and things like that. So,
yep, I think the three of us have that in common. We could get together one day on some sort of collab and have a face off.
I make weird faces all the time.
Yeah, you do. So switching gears a little bit, here's a good standard question that people are curious about. What drew you to Twitch?
Yeah, so what drew me to Twitch originally, which was like 4 years ago now, with quite a large break in the middle, but I found myself playing a lot of games with friends, primarily Rocket League at the time. And I loved the like hanging out with friends part of gaming, but was like missing so many games on like, my catalog of what I wanted to play. So combining being with friends, whether watching them and then eventually doing it myself and playing the games that I've been neglecting kind of drew me here to try it. But for a viewing perspective, it was just, seeing friends of mine, meeting new people, and sense of community in a shared interest being video games originally.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
What did friends and family think when you told them you first planned on streaming?
Don't use our last name. They're like, you don't
That's
know what's
good.
going to happen. Someone's going to like come for us. I was like, no one's coming for us. Nobody cares who we are. And and then they ended up being supportive, not to the point of like watching really, but my sister, back when my like first year streaming, so a couple years ago now, for Christmas, made a YouTube video of like a montage of clips for like my Christmas gift, which was super nice. It was like a minute and a half, and I loved it, and I still love it. You know, it's kind of fun to see that. I feel like I have all these new clips now, though, from these last few months that I need to get on a montage somewhere. But yeah,
Ditto.
Yep.
Yep. So what? On that note, what struggles did you deal with when you first started streaming?
That's a good question. Consistency has always been hard for me. I've never really had a good schedule or anything like that. I can talk to myself for a long time, so that hasn't been a huge issue of mine. But it obviously can get hard when you're just, if you're going on for a few hours and you've just kind of been chatting with like nobody or one person for a couple minutes here and there. That can be tough, but I usually just have a harder time with just staying consistent and continuing on playing, like finishing games even sometimes. Like right now is a hard thing for me because it's just time with life.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I understand how difficult it is to finish a game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
I'm gonna send you my fist. Anyways, Colemere. What tips can you share with future streamers?
That was for the new follower. Thank you.
Oh, wall banger.
But no, that was also to Colemere. The
And
second one
Colemere, of course.
was
Thank you.
specifically just to Colemere. So
tips to new streamers would be to just try it and not fit into anybody's boxes. I am all about, authenticity and doing what you want to do, not what you think other people want you to do. I mean, like, I understand if you're trying to get people to watch you, sometimes you do a little bit of things that, you think people will like to see or whatnot. But ultimately, authenticity will, make you happy and help you to grow true connections, I think. So,
yeah.
Agreed. Well
Yeah.
said. We have a streamer philosopher here in the house tonight with us, fellow philosopher soul. What do you enjoy most about streaming, Colemere?
definitely the friendships I've made and the people I've met. I look at like the games I've been able to beat, some of my like bigger accomplishments, whether that's a speed running time or beating like a hard challenge on Hollow Knight or whatever, like kind of random thing.
Right.
Those moments are great, but I'm always like immediately to the chat after because I'm so excited to have shared that with people I know and care about.
Yeah.
I don't have like I'm not just like talking to random people all the time. It's usually, a few friends that I can trust, and they're actually my friends. Like I can send them messages about what's going on in life and things like that. So
Agreed.
it's been incredible to have these friendships, and I've been able to meet a couple of them in real life, and I'll meet a couple more next year, and hopefully more after that. So
Indeed. Can't wait.
How long have you been playing video games, and what was the first one you ever played?
I think the first console we ever had in my house was a Nintendo 64, but my uncle had one of the Sega handhelds, and I don't remember the specific name. And he had this X-Men side scroller that was so much fun, like a platformer game. And I remember just playing that over and over. as well as on my grandma's Super Nintendo, the baseball game that's kind of at the beginning of Princess Bride. He's playing it. And so those two games are my first memories of games I ever tried. I didn't beat them. I was like probably 6 or 7 years old when I was trying those, but maybe younger, honestly. And it kind of took off from there.
Yep. Oh, I love that.
I know,
That's
I
great.
do too. That's awesome. On that, again, like segueing into that, what is your favorite thing and least favorite thing that you have streamed?
Oh, that's a great question. Favorite thing I've streamed? Ooh, that's tough. That's tough because like it's not necessarily like my favorite game. I have to think about like the experience with streaming it. Um, that's a great question. Probably, I'm going to go on recency bias right now.
Perfect.
But probably Cocoon, which I know other friends have streamed recently from the makers of Limbo and Inside, was like that was very much self-satisfaction. Like it wasn't like necessarily how many people were watching me or the chat. I just remember feeling good because it was like a cool puzzle game that I really enjoyed. So that's a little bit of recency bias. Least favorite thing. I've tried to think of like a game I've truly not enjoyed and didn't pursue it further on stream. And I can't think of what it would be right now. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm blanking on like least favorite thing, but I think I've tried a few indie games in the past that just really didn't stick with me, but I am quick to like put those down. Like I'll try them for an hour and be like, this is not for me. I'm going to hop on something different. So
I get you. I get you 100%.
If you can visit any of the video game worlds that you've played, which one would it be and why?
Oh gosh. That's tough. Well, I mean, it's hard because any Souls game is kind of a complicated place to visit, unless I'm visiting those worlds in their heyday, because that might be a little bit better.
Right.
Because like, Firelink Shrine would be a pretty cool place to sit and relax. But I'm going to have to go with Hollow Nest from Hollow Knight. I think in terms of world building, it's one of my favorite worlds I've played a game in with just dense, beautiful lore that is very soulsy in terms of in the details. And I just picture sitting in one of those benches looking out at like the City of Tears with like the rain falling. And it's just, it's something, it's like a dream.
Love that.
Nice.
Love that.
So, Colemere, what was your favorite speed run that you've done? And do you actually like speed running?
Do I actually like it? That's a good question because sometimes I'm not so sure. Yeah, recently I just published my first submitted run on speedrun.com, which felt really good.
Cool.
For the Hollow Knight, no major glitches, any percent. And even though I'm only like 150 out of like 800, it felt really good to like have that time and get that. So I do love speedrunning Hollow Knight. But lately I've been enjoying Hyperlight Drifter, which is another indie pixel art title that I just think is really fun because it's very intense on the combat. And that's kind of new for me. And I enjoy it more than just pure platforming. It adds a little bit of RNG, and I kind of like that. Every run is different.
Love it. I could not be a speedrunner.
It's not a good idea.
I couldn't do it.
I've actually considered when we're done with the current, with the current kind of little weird arc that I'm doing on Daggerfall to do a speed run because there are speed runners for Daggerfall. It requires exploits and stuff like that, but could be different. It'd be fun.
I think that'd be great.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I can't do anything in games fast.
I don't know, you're getting pretty efficient in Minecraft blocks, but yeah.
That's a skill.
Actually, that I could try it. Anyways, never mind. We're not going to get on that topic right now. Because I need to ask this very important question.
Agreed.
Will you ever do an actual review of toilets on your podcast?
I will. I've talked about this before with a couple people who are from this, who I met via stormy.
Yeah.
And I have a couple toilets in mind. So specific toilets.
I am so excited.
I can't wait. Make sure you send us that video, buddy. Or if it's live,
I just do just on like audio format, but still, my parents have one that scares me because it's like welcoming. It opens and like sprays like before you like even get to it. And so that one will be my high end, and then my low end will be, we'll figure it out. But I got some train station bathroom experiences.
Train station.
They're not even bathrooms. They're just maybe holes in the ground.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like it. So on that note, since we've opened up that topic about your podcast, please share with the viewers the name of your podcast, which is the inside joke of the question.
Yes. So the podcast is called Toilet Reviews, where I give you a number 2 review while you leave a number 2 in the toilet, is the idea. And the premise is I'm just reviewing anything and everything, like music, could be, I've reviewed seasickness, I've reviewed COVID, both terrible. And, things like anything and everything. And they're typically under like 10 minutes long. I've done a few episodes with friends, like no foreign included, that go a little longer because it's a little more back and forth, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of that conversation. And we'll be doing more with other friends of the stream soon. So
I love it. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Tell us about a moment during a stream that had a big impact on the way you view Twitch.
That's a great question. I think it was pretty recently. I was streaming, and I don't even remember what I was streaming. I'm guessing it was like a Hollow Knight speedrun. And for whatever reason, it was one of those random days where people were just really generous. It wasn't like I was doing a special stream or anything. I was just streaming, and people started doing, gifting subs. And someone who I just met, who's Bolt Paper, who's a great friend of just a couple months now, like probably her second or third time in my stream, and donated like 5 subs. And just like the impact of like trust and friendship with that from someone who I randomly rated. Like I was like, let's raid someone. I don't know anybody on right now. It's randomly. And just like the friendship and that impact in that moment, that I felt like just one small thing can like mean so much from like what felt like a stranger almost, but that ended up becoming a friend. So
absolutely.
All right. What is the weirdest sleeping dream you've ever had?
Oh, sleeping dream. So as a kid, I was in the basement of the house I lived in, and I had a dream that if I stepped on the bottom step, a ball would roll out of this, like this closet across the way would crack and a ball would roll out. And it happened 9 times, and the ball would roll out every time. And the 10th time, a ring wraith from Lord of the Rings came out and snatched me, and I woke up. And it might not be the weirdest thing. It's certainly one of the scariest things, but it stuck with me forever. Where in that house, my parents don't live there anymore, but that was when I was very young. I would never, ever step on that step for like 12 years. So,
wow.
Stuck with me. I still, yeah.
So, what was your favorite thing about living in Italy?
My favorite thing living in Italy was being a part of something different for because I was there for 2 years, so it was long enough that you need you live there. You feel like you live there, and so being a part of a culture that's so different. I am not. There are so many great places in the world, and I'm happy I got to live there for a while, but just seeing the day-to-day life of like a typical person out there was so beautiful to me, because it felt so like I've never lived in a city, like a big city. I'm from just a smaller area, and even our biggest city where I live is very small in comparison to other places. So just seeing people, living their lives and being able to talk to them and ask them about it was just really cool to me. Just being a part of something different.
Right on. That's I can relate. I spent some time in India. I lived there for a month. Probably not as long as you did in Italy, but you do get that sense of people live a completely different way than we're used to.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it so much. I love to learn all the things. I love to learn about food from other countries.
Agreed.
So much.
Agreed.
Oh, that's one of the best parts of any place.
Food. Tell us about your dancing moments on stream.
Yeah, I don't even know how that first happened. I think it was Epps first. I could be wrong, but I think it was Epps asked me to listen to a song, and it was this Ghostbusters remix song called Bustin', which I won't get into what that's about. But and I don't know what came over me, but I just decided to dance. And there's we definitely got some clips from that. And then after that, like just randomly, if certain friends were in chat and we were kind of like, we'd be ending stream and I'd be playing the music, and I would be playing it on Spotify though. So the VODs, they're always muted. The clips are always dead silent, but just me dancing. So in hindsight, it's kind of silly, but yeah, I think like I did a speed run and decided I'd celebrate with Come On Eileen and just start dancing. And it gets a little chaotic. I always end up throwing the green screen off, nervous I'm about to hit one of my guitars. I haven't yet. And just start doing the Charleston or something. Like, we just mess around, and it's
beautiful.
It's been fun.
Beautiful.
That's exactly what's awesome about streaming, right? You have these moments that you just couldn't have otherwise.
Yeah, it's just like it's a fluke. And now when I first started streaming, there weren't animated emotes, and now that they are, you kind of feel like people are dancing with you a little more because everyone has like dancing emotes, or like the Stormy, this one is really great.
Oh,
so
thank you.
Yeah, so you see those and you feel like you're not alone.
Yep.
So it's kind of fun. I love that.
Right on. So getting into the last two big questions of the main interview before we open up the floor to everybody. If you could be any superhero, which one would you choose and why?
That is tough. I would probably have to say I'm not great with superheroes. Like I don't know the deep catalogs of superheroes, but I want their power. I don't want to be them necessarily, but I think the Flash would be a great power to have.
Yeah.
Because being able to get around places, like I would never have to drive a car, so I'd improve my carbon footprint already that way.
Yep.
That I could just visit and see more places. And I think that's what I'd go with.
Yeah.
Love it. That's awesome.
So you can literally speed run IRL?
you can speed run everything.
It's such an environmentally superpower. Environmentally friendly. I love it. All right, last and final question. This one is actually super important. This one's gonna make or break.
Oh.
The universe.
Apple pie or pumpkin pie?
Oh, pumpkin pie. It's a quick one for me. Yeah, pumpkin pie. Let's make pumpkin products year round.
Ooh, I love that
If
idea.
you vote me in as president, I'll make Trader Joe's sell pumpkin products year round.
Absolutely.
I would be diabetic and as big as a house if that were the case.
It'd be so worth it though, I think,
every day.
It'd be worth it. We just reinforce our chairs and that's okay.
Yeah, it'll be okay. It'll be perfectly fine. I support that. I support that with all of my heart and soul.
Thank you.
Thank you. I do have a really important question before we do open up questions to chat. I do need to know, how do you take your coffee, colemere?
So I actually drink like a roasted barley version of coffee. That's like, so it's not coffee beans. It's just roasted barley that I picked up in
Ooh.
Italy. It's very common. So instead of like decaf, it's like a non-coffee version. So it is decaf, but and it's common out there, and they call it caffè orzo. And so I still drink that here. It's kind of harder to get. And then I will put a tiny bit of creamer in it though, and then dip biscotti in it. And that is my like I did that last night before bed, and I was so happy. I was just dipping into the hot drink. So yeah, using my Bialetti Italian coffee maker. I'm on my third one now because I keep ruining them or having someone else ruin them by putting them in the dishwasher.
Oh no!
Yeah, my mom, she thought she was helping.
I mean,
she was hurting.
She was hurting. It was a no.
So this is the point where we share colemere's links. Guys, colemere is amazing. Please, all you folks in our chats, if you aren't already following and supporting and subbing and sending all your bits to colemere, then go do it now.
Absolutely.
Because we've shared his links. You can also check out his podcast on Spotify. He's exactly the wonderful kind of people that we like to highlight and lift up and help stay on this Twitch so that he can make the world a better place just by being in it. So you're just it really only two, just a bunch of times, but yeah.
Donating to Colemere's channel for pumpkin presidency, absolutely.
Yeah, I support this.
Absolutely. Fun fact though, for anybody that likes to bake, they do always have cans of pumpkin available all year round. So if you like baking, you could just make yourself a pumpkin pie.
That's true. That's true.
So,
yep. I have to admit that Star Kitty and I, this last Thanksgiving, we had a pumpkin pie from. We had where was that one from? Half a pumpkin pie from Whole Foods, and it was good. It was edible. It was enjoyable. But then we were like, this wasn't enough because we got a half and shared it, and it just wasn't enough. And so we went and got another one at Randall's, of all places, and it was incredible. It was one of the best pumpkin pies I've ever had. It was so good, we went and got another one. So we had 2.5 pumpkin pies in the span of 4 days. It was terrible.
It is the perfect breakfast food, though. So
yeah, it was awesome. All right. So
also, pumpkin pancakes are so good. Anyways, I can go on and on and on.
Waffles.
So you guys would totally dig if you ever make it to Austin. There's a place here called Kirby Lane Cafe, and they have the most amazing pumpkin pancakes, for sure.
Okay.
And they have them year round. I don't think it's just seasonal. I could be wrong about that part, but I'm pretty sure.
Ooh.
So, this is that time, guys, where you all get to jump in and grill our man Colemere with the questions that you're curious about. While you all guys are queuing those up, we have a couple of extras that we had from our research.
I actually would like to ask one of them.
Go for it.
I'm gonna cut in line.
Yes, ma'am.
Again.
Go right for it. Hey, no queuing.
What advice would you give to somebody who's trying music for the first time?
That's a good question, because it's certainly like hard. Music is like learning a language where, like, the older we get, it feels like really hard to grasp at the beginning. But I would say, yes, go, like, lessons are the best thing you could do, but that's not like financially like viable for many people. So honestly, go on YouTube, get a crappy instrument from, I'm sure if you just like message, like Instagram story, Facebook, whatever you do, I'm sure a friend has a loaner instrument somewhere in your circles that they would just be willing to let you borrow. And then just use YouTube. Like, you don't need to feel ashamed about not being very good or this or that. Just try and reach out to those around you. I think you cannot fail. Like, you want to fail, but you need to try first, and then just keep going from there.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well said. Well said.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Leaf asks, Cole, how many instruments have you owned over your life?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm on I have 3 guitars in this household with another on the way, and I've owned like 2 or 3 more before that I've like either sold or given away to family. So like 7, 8 guitars probably now. I guess with the bass, 8 guitars total. A dulcimer, which is kind of a random folk instrument that
Super cool.
super cool. I've owned a couple different electric keyboards. Oh man, the counts. Yeah, I've owned 2 drum sets now. One of them is set up full time in my bedroom right now. Oh my gosh, some bongos, shaker, clave. Oh, it never ends. A lot of instruments.
Yeah. I have owned 2 instruments in my life. One of them was a flute, and one
Ooh,
of them was a clarinet, and I gave them both away to middle schoolers that were learning to do marching band, because I was
Right
in
on.
marching band. Fun fact.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. That's the best
Clarinet.
thing to do with instrument, like old
Yeah.
instruments. You're not using whatever.
Yeah, just give them away.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Super sweet of you.
Yeah,
Drew.
I did drumline through high school, so the marching band thing was real. It was great too. So
The competition is fierce.
yeah, we were not good.
My marching band instructor was very, very passionate. Military man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I'm
I think
just
the
like,
next
you
question-
can't boss me around. Epsions asks, what was a meal you had in Italy that blew your mind?
So like we got invited in off the street to like eat with this Italian family on like my 3rd day in Italy, which was like wild. Come on in and eat with us. I was like, okay. And pre-Italy, I didn't really like onions or olives very much. And sure enough, it's like an onion cake, basically. It is just like a thing. I don't know what it was still to this day, but it was just this like onion, yeah, sort of like bundt cake is what it looked like topped with olives all around it. And I ate that thing and had never been happier in my life with food, probably. Because like the company, like I'm 3 days in Italy, so I don't speak super well, but I understand food. So I'm like, and like I feel like we're communicating through food, and the experience is like stuck with me for sure. Because like their hospitality and kindness, which was never happened again, to be honest. But in that way, like I ate with Italian people, but not like right now. Come inside, eat dinner with us, you know. And
amazing.
Not a typical experience. Like, yeah, I have some bad experiences eating in Italy too, but that was the best one.
That's amazing. Amazing.
It's funny how sometimes our preconceived notions about things can be shattered by one experience, you know?
I don't like pickles, and I really wish I did. So once a year I try eating one to see if I like it. Maybe this year. 2023, I still don't like them. So.
Wow,
I don't like
dude,
them
you
either.
have a kindred spirit there.
I have tried to like pickles. I've tried my best, but just the smell of pickles next to me at the dinner table makes me want to vomit.
What about cucumbers by themselves that aren't?
I love cucumbers.
Great. Yeah. Why did the cucumber have to become the pickle, by the way? We have pickled peppers. We have pickled onions. Yeah. Like
I was going to ask her that. What about jalapenos?
The thing is, I love pickled jalapenos. I've had pickled garlic. I've had a lot of things that have been pickled. I honestly think it's the dill. But the thing is, I know that there's pickles that don't have dill, and yet those still make me want to just go rip my tongue out.
They're not good.
They're not good. They're just not good.
And we are right.
What about sweet pickles, Druid? Have you ever?
I've tried. I have tried. Colemere and I have tried. Like, because trust me, the people. There's people out there that are so passionate about pickles, and I'm like, I get it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But you know what? I can't. I've tried.
That's right.
All right. I drink kombucha.
Yeah.
I have taken shots of apple cider vinegar for funsies, but I cannot for the life of me figure. I can't.
I get it. The human palate is a complex thing. So Cole, No4n asks, have you ever made a song with another person? And if so, would you do it again in the future?
Yeah, I have. It's never been like, I've never done it in the virtual current day where you're like sending audio files back and forth to each other type stuff. It's always been like in-house writing a song together and recording together. And that's been really cool. In fact, I've recorded one EP, not of my own music, but like in a studio, like a proper like recording with another band. And I got to write my own piano parts, which was nice. Like they just trusted me enough to like, we'll tell you what we don't like, go for it though. And it's so cool because it's just like a community type thing. I know a lot of music today is just one guy at home doing it all by himself, and that's just normal because we have the tools for that to be possible. But I think it'd be so fun to do more music with friends. I play in like a group right now, and it's fun writing together and feeding off each other's ideas.
Right on.
Tan Tater asks, tell us about your favorite TV shows and movies of 2023.
Oh, great question. 2023 has been a great year, everybody. My favorite movie was an A24 film called Past Lives. And it was very, very much like a kind of like a what if love story in a way. And it was just beautifully written and shot. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm trying to think of other movies off the top of my head right now. I need to pull up my letterbox, but I just saw the new Iron Claw, which is the new wrestling movie with Zac Efron. I saw the early screening on Wednesday. That was wild, and I'm excited to hear what Epps and other friends who are more into wrestling than I am think about it. But the TV shows have been the standout this year. My favorite was The Bear season 2, which is like that cooking kitchen show, Chicago-based show, and it was just so good. Everyone who knows me from my stream knows I can't shut up about it. But I also liked the new Castlevania show on Netflix. Ultimately, like enough. Beef, which was a Netflix show, and The Last of Us did live up to the hype, I think. So,
I need to finish that one.
Beautiful.
I enjoyed it. Last episode's in Salt Lake City, which is where I'm at. So that was kind of fun.
Interesting.
Love it.
On that note, I know there's probably a lot of good rock climbing where you're at. What's the highest you've climbed? Leaf asks.
Yeah, so there is one climb I've done that's 2,000 feet long, but it's not like one sheer cliff, so it doesn't look as visually like cool as El Capitan or anything in Yosemite.
Right.
But in Zion National Park, I have done a 1,200 foot sheer cliff route, and slept on one of those ledges that's hanging from the wall.
Wow.
And that was kind of, you see people do it. You see these movies. I think climbing has blown up a little bit the last few years. Free Solo came out and everyone saw that movie. So being up there, sleeping on a ledge when you have to go to the bathroom in the night, you just wake up and pee off the edge, that was just, and we didn't even have bolts holding us up. We had our own gear in the cracks. That's what was holding us up,
Wow.
So
you
amazing.
brave souls. I can't.
Indeed.
I like my feet being firmly on the ground. I'll climb a tree.
yeah.
That's about it. That's about it.
Once you're past 70 feet, you're probably going to die anyway. So, I was just like, it's either death or death. Let's just
keep climbing up. Oh, yeah. Lordy. You could choose to answer this if you would like to. Twisted4 says, Cole, I know it's been a while, but how are you and your family? Glad to see you're still making content.
Thank you. I'm doing great. The kiddos are my kids. I have twin boys who turned 3 in February, and they're just so much. This is it's a difficult age, potty training. My kid pooped. We were we won't put a diaper on him last night, and there was just poop coming out of the bottom of his pajamas, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I had to deal with that, but
yep.
It's just a fun time. I just built them a bunk bed, and they're just, family's great. Thank you for asking.
Right
Wonderful.
on. Right on.
Aw. 3, I've babysat a lot, and I've spent I have a lot of nieces and nephews. I think 3 is so fun because they're just balls of chaos. And I'm just absolute chaos rubbing dirt. I love it so much.
And they just feed off each other. It's insanity.
Minus asks, what is Cole's favorite office quote?
Oh,
Really good
that's a
question.
good question. Man, it's been a while ever since The Office came off Netflix, but the one we always quote all the time is I don't know if you guys have seen The Office, but
I've seen snippets. I know some quotes, so I might know it.
okay. One of my favorite scenes is when Dwight like pretty much does a fake office burning to see how everyone would react, and he smokes a cigarette and he goes, "Today smoking's gonna save lives," and he throws the cigarette in the trash can, and then chaos ensues. So
Uh-huh.
with that, or the classic OD, OD, OD. But yeah, it's just it seems wrong out of context, but oh well.
Okay. So I don't get most pop culture stuff. Or TV. I don't watch TV shows. I don't watch movies. I'm one of those weirdos. So
Living life.
anytime
Can
people
confirm.
are like, yeah, it's awful. It is awful for everyone around me. If you ever want to talk true crime, though, I'm your gal. Tater asks, what's a streaming category you would like to try in the future that you haven't tried yet?
That's a good question. I think I've thought about doing this recently. Is just like I haven't really done just chatting as like a category, at least not. But it would be fun to just like spend a stream like building a puzzle. I think. And my idea is I have like a big record collection and like a record player. So getting my record player set up to my audio for my PC, so like listening to records on stream while like building a puzzle for like a cozy stream sounds like really enjoyable to me.
Yeah.
That sounds so much fun.
It does.
Fun fact, you can order customized puzzles on Amazon. So I helped my brother is getting gifts for a bunch of family, and I was able, like, they were like, I want a 500-piece puzzle, and I'm like, I know you guys are sentimental, so let's see if we can get one with like a picture on it. Fun fact, you can.
That is awesome.
Yep.
That's such
So
a good
now
idea.
they're gonna have personalized 500-piece puzzles with pictures of them, and it's gonna be great.
That's
cool.
fantastic. That's such a good idea.
On that note, I like that question enough that I think we should also direct that at us too. Druid, same question that she asks to you. What's the stream category you'd like to try in the future?
I've talked about it.
Huh?
I've talked about it.
Well, share with
Do you
the
remember
folks.
it? Do you remember? Do you remember, Stormy?
We've talked about lots of things, so sorry. Oh yeah, cooking. Yes, she wants to do. She wants to do Elder Scrolls cooking and D&D cooking.
This is the Heroes Feast cookbook.
I love that.
I collect cookbooks. I also have Snoop Dogg's cookbook. I'm a collector of cookbooks. Many people may know Ezo, or Isolade, or Isolate, or however you want to say it, but Ezo. Ezo's one of mine and Stormy's moderators who lives in Sweden. And I would go through, he would send me recipes and I would make them, but not on stream. And this was like when we used to moderate for somebody else. And it was always so much fun and so chaotic. But I love cooking. And so that would be.
That's awesome. I was thinking it would be fun next year if I can find the space. Like I can't promise anything like this, but I really would like to do an exercise stream, and I would call it the Witcher workout. And basically, I would kind of dress up like the Witcher, and I'd do a mixture of yoga and Pilates and body weight exercises, and probably do some weapon poses. I don't know.
That's
it could be fun.
Great.
I'll have to buy you some armor.
Yep.
Weight
or at least a
training.
costume armor. All right.
So, oh no, actual armor. It has to be real armor.
Well, he wears leather armor, so costume armor isn't much different.
I know. Just think.
So Wheelie asks, so which place serves the best margarita pizza? Great question.
Oh,
since we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah, I'm only gonna be able to speak to like where I live locally.
Sure.
But there's a Italian joint here called Pizzeria Tasso, and they have their own, big giant wood fire oven. It's actually like portable too. It's like hooked up to a trailer. So they're open Monday, Friday, Saturday, and then cater during the week. And for whatever reason, that place just gets the right ingredient. They spend the extra money to get ingredients from better places. And I just think it's so good. They used to do $5 margarita pizza Monday. We'd go get like 2 each and just stuff ourselves full. So that's my pick.
Pizza.
Nice.
Pizza is
nice.
the best.
The next one that I see is from Tantan, which is actually no, it's from No Phone. What cooperative game would you want to play with others?
Oh, that's a great question. I've talked to actually No Foreign about this a little bit, and I know Minus plays it, but I would love to do some more Gunfire Reborn on stream, which is a first-person shooter, but like roguelike co-op game. So it's very like cartoony. Like it's not like I'm not great at shooters, so I'm too stressed to play like a CS:GO type game. So something like that I think would be a lot of fun. I also do love watching and playing Lethal Company, which is the big one right now.
Right.
Because it's just like random tomfoolery left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen it. We haven't gotten a chance to find the time to do it. I'm curious about that.
Stormy really wants to get Stormkeep in on playing Lethal Company. I've been working on getting BT down for it, but he keeps going. He keeps
him hawing.
It's
not
fun.
to blast you out in front of everyone, BT, but love you. I'm not sorry. It's your turn.
Oh, is it? Okay. Tantan asks, if you had to choose a song, album, or movie that summarizes you in a nutshell, what would it be?
Oh, that's
Ooh,
tough.
I like this question so much.
That's a good
we
question.
should all answer this one. This is good.
That's a great question. That's a tough one, though.
I don't know how I'm going to answer it.
You know how you're going to answer it?
I don't.
Oh, yeah. No, I was like, please go. If I had to do, I know I'm thinking of like characters that I think I relate with now, but I do. There's an album by a band I like called Fleet Foxes called Helplessness Blues that I really like, and I think I relate to. Specifically like the title track. Yeah, I guess she said Sog. Yeah, so I could do Sog. Which kind of talks about like I'd rather be more than just like a functioning cog in this like whatever I'm in. Like I want to be more than that, and I like related to that for sure. I'm gonna keep thinking though about album and movie because it's a great question.
It is. It's good. I love your answer though. That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Drew, did you come up with one, or shall I go next?
I don't watch TV or movie shows.
But you listen to music.
I listen to okay. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can even find the song name.
All right. While she's looking, I'll tell you guys. For me, it would be a song called "The Wall" by Kansas. So if you ever get a chance to listen to it, guys, it's a pretty cool song. I love it's one of the songs that tells a story. In fact, a lot of bands used to do that. They used to either a song would tell a story or the whole album would tell a story, and yeah.
Basically anything by Heilung, which is a Norse band that they run around with antlers and in the woods, and they're wild and whimsical. And
I should have guessed that.
And it's not in English, and I don't understand any of the words, but I'm just like, I want to just go run around in the woods barefoot now. So there we go. I thought of something.
That's a great answer. Both of those are great ansers.
I do too. I love it.
One of my favorite bands is Sigur Rós, and they're Icelandic, and I have no idea what they're saying. But
it's so good.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
It just is just so good.
Wow, Drew, do you get a complicated question on this one?
Oh, by Wheelie F?
Yep.
I consider you a very skilled gamer. So what would you say is the most difficult thing you've done in a game?
Ooh.
Not a self-imposed limit like a speed run, must be a vanilla part of the game.
Yeah. Probably what Wheelie's doing right now, which so this is just a self-compliment to Wheelie once he beats it himself. But in Hollow Knight, there's a challenge where you have to fight every single boss in a row, and you can't die. Like, just one clean sweep of them all.
Wow.
Ending with some, and it's annoying because it takes like 45 minutes to an hour for like a complete run, and it doesn't really get hard until like 40 minutes in. So it's like just annoying. It's a good thing for streaming because at least you can have some company. So it's called Pantheon of Hallownest, and
that sounds
it's
brutal.
rough. It's rough. But yeah,
wow.
Outside of like challenge runs, yeah, it is like an achievement in the game, vanilla, like built in. So
Leaf, I'm sorry I made you feel attacked by how mad I am about pickles. This has just been a lifelong issue that I've been attacked. So it's one of those things where I go for the attack first now because I have been attacked for not liking pickles for so long. So I apologize. Did not mean to make anybody feel that way.
Ep's comments cracks me up. They were just, we're kind of behind the chat, but they were discussing him peeing off the ledge while climbing, and Ep said, "Takes notes, don't follow Cole."
True.
Yeah, we already asked that one. Oh no, Epps actually asked a different kind of question. When are we doing toilet reviews together? What he asked.
Yeah, Epps, anytime. I just need to schedule anything. But I'm like happy to review anything with anyone because like not saying like with anyone, like the people who are here right now I trust and know I could do it with. And it's just fun. I've done the one with No Foreign was so much fun.
Looks like Epps also made a comment. If you're gonna do any Witcher anything, it's got to be a hot tub, Stormy. No,
listen,
Witcher hot.
We already have him in a maid costume, so, and he's not allowed to do a hot tub interview until we meet up for TwitchCon 2024.
Okay, all right. Ooh, Tater Lord has a question that you can take there, Druid.
Spud Solutions asks, is there an obscure instrument you would like to learn?
First of all hail Tater Lord. Second off, like an obscure instrument I would like to learn would be like the sitar, I think. I don't think it'll ever happen because they're so big, expensive, and I can't see it happening. But I feel like one day it'll present itself that I'll be able to go to a clinic or a class. But in terms of outside of like the realm of like, I play very specific instruments, which are all like typical band, like rock band instruments, like piano, bass, guitar, drums. I would love to learn the saxophone.
Ooh.
That's just a recent thing. Just a lot of jazz music is being played right now in my house, and that instrument.
Have you ever played a reed instrument?
No, I've never even tried.
Listen. Sucks. Kidding. I was in band in middle school, right? So I played the clarinet, then I played the bass clarinet. And then I did just regular clarinet and marching band. And you really got to have lungs. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so loud. Is because like the diaphragm had to be trained, especially for the bass clarinet or going up to like the double bass clarinet, where it's just like, yes.
So,
but dude, it's so much fun.
We're at that point where we got to start wrapping up with the last few questions. So we're going to take 2 more questions from the audience. And colemere, while we're looking for those, do you have any questions for us that you wanted to ask?
First of all, I just want to say how grateful I am to you too. I had to reschedule a little bit last night, and I was very appreciative of the willingness and just flexibility there with my like schedule and work schedule.
Absolutely.
And I feel like a lot of the questions I would like to ask, you've probably already answered on your recent episode where you did like a Q&A and stuff like that. But I guess, is there another system, like outside of D&D 5e, what's like your favorite system that you've played, or a system you would like to play?
Oh, that's a great one. I know she can answer the second part of that. I'll let you go ahead and go first, Druids.
The only system I've ever played is D&D 5e. My very first full true campaign was streamed live on Twitch. So there's been a lot. It was rough. It was rough learning. It like the stress and pressure of like doing it live on stream. But it's great now. I enjoy it. I love it so much. It's very fun. I would really love to learn the Suede system just because it was introduced to me for a short period of time and I'm just curious and I think that would be very fun. Or I'm just still super down to build a system with Stormy. I think that would be just super fun.
That's something that we started work on last year, and we will eventually get it done. It's going to be a much bigger project than we realized, though. So
yeah,
yeah, we're working on other things for now. But I love the idea of it. I agree, and thank you for saying that, for reminding me, Druid. For me, I've played a crap ton of different systems from all of the different editions of D&D all the way back to BX set. And then I've also played some really old ones that don't exist anymore. Well, I guess they probably have been republished. Gamma World is really cool. It's like the predecessor to Wasteland, which was the predecessor to Fallout. Effectively. I've played the Vampire series, Werewolf, all the different. I don't know. I've played a lot of different gaming systems. I think the question was, what would be one that I would want to play again, or one that I would try that I haven't tried?
Right, the latter. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I guess actually, I saw a Fallout perk tree system that seems like it could be a lot of fun to DM or play.
That's cool.
And it would be a neat kind of full circle thing to play that since a long time ago I played Gamma World. And so it'd be neat to play that as a kind of a full circle thing. So
I love that. Yeah. I play a bit of like Call of Cthulhu. So I like this. I like this spooky, more shorter stuff, more story element, less fighty, more
RPG, more role playing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that.
That's cool.
And we when I DM, I try and have a healthy balance and a mix of the two. Probably leans. I would say we lean probably 10% to role play, roughly 60% role play and 40% combat. But it also depends on my group and what they feel they enjoy and stuff. So
I really like the RP part.
I
like to talk a lot. It's very, very fun.
All right, last two questions for our man colemere before we wrap up. Nana Cozy asks, what type of social media do you digest? Is it mostly music or gaming related?
It's probably like a 60-40 of 60 music, 40 gaming. Lately it's been a little bit more music influenced. I watch a lot of gear reviews, like pedal review videos, because I have a big old guitar pedal board behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And things like that, or just music theory I was mentioning earlier. There's a great channel called 8-Bit Theory, where it's a guy doing music theory with video game soundtracks as the examples, which is so cool to me, because you get to see why something sounds the way it sounds, not just this sounds good, but like they did this for a reason. So that's really cool. And then the gaming stuff I consume, I mean, outside of Twitch, which is more, I don't really consider game consumption, more of friend consumption.
Yeah.
I'll watch professional Rocket League with my little brother and game reviews, stuff like that. But yeah.
Cool.
Rocket League. I love that.
It's
All right, Drew, you
ridiculous.
get
I'm
the
too
last
old for
one.
that.
Whichever one you find, you get the last question tonight.
We already talked about pickles. Cole, would you play the it's by Naomi. Sorry, Naomi. Why can't I pronounce this? Automaton? Automaton? I'll type it in chat. I'll show it in chat.
Okay.
Because I'm just silly and I cannot pronounce words. That was the question.
Oh my
That
gosh.
one.
I don't know what that is either. So
Oh, well.
let's see.
Wow, she went obscure for that one.
Oh,
then,
I
huh?
know what that is. I know exactly what that is. A quick Google search and everyone will know what that is, I think, or seen a video with it. But,
really?
It's like the little mouth thing. Like it looks like a music note with a mouth, and when you open it, it makes the sound, and you have like your finger on the top for the pitch. And that would be great to have. I think also having kids, I feel like they would love that. Like, I really ought to think about that, homie. Thank you. That's a great suggestion. I would play that. The answer is yes.
Fantastic. And that's a perfect question to wrap up. My gosh. colemere, thank you so much for being here tonight. And definitely thank you and our audience for being patient with our technical hiccup that was totally beyond our control. But we handled it. We handled it pretty good. Pretty good. Next time we'll have this as a backup or we'll switch to this permanently. One of the two. But colemere, you're amazing and extremely talented and just a wonderful soul. And we appreciate you so much for being on the show.
Hey, thank you so much. Love you guys for doing this. And it's been great to be a part of this. It took me by surprise when I got the message from you. And I'm very happy to have done this. So
thank you for being here. We're honored.
Yes. You honor us, sir. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Druid, wow. Despite the scuffness of the beginning, that turned out to be one of our best interviews, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
What a well-rounded individual. Just like a Renaissance man, a musician, an adventurer,
a speedrunner.
Like he does so many things. I'm super impressed. So can't wait to see more of his content and help support him and bring more people to his show and his channel.
Yes.
So Cole makes us whole. Oh, that's pretty sweet, Tantan. I love it. It's perfect.
I love that.
All right. So now,
next week,
remind me who we got on next week.
Next week we have Mr. Hildebrand. 2 p.m. Central Standard Time.
2 p.m. Central.
Super excited.
How did we get How did we meet Mr. Hildebrand? What's the story?
We met Mr. Hildebrand through Kieran Chicago. Or better known as Karen Chicago here on Bandwidth and Banter.
Right.
We are very excited. It is going to be amazing.
It is. It is. Guys, thanks again for coming out. Druid, thank you for being understanding, patient, and taking care of the folks while I worked out the scuffness.
Always. Always down. Ready for the outro?
Okay. Well, then. Let's wrap this up. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you for coming to the show.
Please drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below.
If you're listening to the podcast,
please rate and review the episode.
We're Bandwidth
and Banter.
Thank you.
And good night. Goodbye.